Well, hello once again, dear friend. Welcome back to Zach Treby School of Drums. My name is Zach Treby, and I help people build high-paying music careers that they can be really happy with. Because when it comes down to it, life is expensive. Can we agree on that? Right? So that's what I do. I help drummers, not just drummers actually, it's musicians as well. I have, before I get into the whole Anika Nilles thing today, I have a student, a music production student, interestingly enough. And that happened by accident. You know, I had my hand, or I've had my hand in music production for about, let's say, about a little bit more than 15 years. Not something I advertise or anything, but one of my drum students, his brother, has taken on interest in music production, and the mom found out that I have done that for quite a while, and I didn't go to school for it, but I figured a lot of things out, and I worked on it, and then so apparently, it's not just drummers. Now I'm helping him, right? So it's not just drummers, and it's overall musicians, right? So the brother and the two brothers are doing songs together and music production, and we're doing a whole thing together. So it is not just drummers I help; it's other musicians as well, apparently, as of recent. But here's the thing before we get into Anika's thing, okay? Because this is a big topic, okay? And I'm going to keep going with this. Not just drummers. And it's not just drummers that can build music careers. It's musicians. If you're a vocalist, or not even a vocalist, like even if you just want to, not even if you're not a musician, you just want to get to the music business, like be a manager. It's so easy, as long as you understand these particular principles I'm about to talk about today. Speaking of, okay, so let's get into it. So last week I talked about the steps that Anika, who has the gig with Rush at the moment, and it's been going pretty well since June, right? Yeah, since June. And I talked about, or spoke about, her career and how she built it, right? And that there's success leaves clues, right? And there's certain things that she did that we can do as well. It might look a little different the way we build it, right? Our music career might be different than what Anika's looks like, but nonetheless, it'll still be a music career, okay? Because the principles are still the same. And the episode before that, I got into how WWE is also another way to look at how to build a business, or not just a business, a music career, because that's what a music career is a business, okay? So if you understand that, then you won't be lost, okay? All right, so last week, we talked about some of the steps that Anika took, right? Now we're going to take some notes, okay? So if you have your phone or an iPad or a regular pen and paper, which is always great, we're going to get into this. Let me just change something real quick. Let me just go click right here. Bam. Got it. Okay. I want to look at the time here. All right. So I got my trusty iPad here. All right. Here it is. So we're going to take some notes. So I'm going to go through, once again, the Anika blueprint, as I call it, okay? And all that is you just go to Wikipedia and you read up about her and see what she did. And you don't need to do the exact same thing, but something along these lines that are similar, and you will build some kind of clientele. You will. I promise you, okay? And don't make this complicated. Don't feel like you have to have all these things set up, or else you won't start. Okay, now let's keep it simple. Okay, you can build a simple business or career. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Okay, so don't get crazy with this. All right, don't let it overwhelm you. but we're gonna do this together. We're gonna build your career, and I'm gonna give you some really easy steps. Okay, it's gonna involve YouTube, right? If you're a teacher, great. If you're a gigging musician, great. All right. If you're a teacher and a gigging musician, all the better. All right. So we're gonna take the steps. Okay, here it is. So get your pen and paper ready, or your iPhone, or your tablet. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to start at the beginning. Anika Nilles, born 29 May 1983, is a German drummer, composer, and musical educator. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. If you're a educator, okay, or a composer, or just a drummer, okay, here's what I want you to do. Start doing it. And here's how you do it. The next sentence goes, she launched her career on YouTube during the early 2010s. Okay, so put a number 1 on your paper or your phone or your tablet and put YouTube video. Okay, that's the first thing you're going to do. Okay, if you're a music educator, start teaching, right? It doesn't matter if you're a drummer or whatever you are. Okay, start teaching. All right, whatever side of the music education you like, or a side of music, it could be something so simple like you listen to a new band every day and you want to talk about it. Then do it. Okay, not just for gig ready drummers. Okay, this is for pretty much everybody, right? But I am specifically in the music space, right? But the point is it's all the same. So YouTube video. That's the first thing you're going to do. If you have an iPhone or some kind of camera, right? Don't go crazy. Just, even if you're like, I don't have a microphone. Listen, it's better than nothing. Just start. One video a week. You'll be fine. I promise you. Put it on YouTube. Why? Because it's evergreen. People will be able to find you years and years later. Okay, it's one big encyclopedia, or one big storage unit, if you'd like to think of it that way. Okay, that's step 1, YouTube. Okay, let's continue. Okay, she launched her career on YouTube during the early 2010s and has released 3 full-length albums to date. All right, let's stop there. Again, if you happen to have music, right, start putting it up. Okay, start putting it out on Spotify. This is all promotion. Okay, put it out on Spotify, social media, YouTube, wherever you can, or if you haven't started, start. Okay, music wise, it could be instrumental, it could be singer-songwriter, it could be progressive rock, heavy metal, it doesn't matter. Okay, if you're a drummer, let's just say, okay, because I that's my profession here, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, in other words, you don't have to be a drummer to do this, and I'm going to keep saying this just so it drives the point into your skull. If you're a drummer, okay, it's what you do. You find out the style that really lights you up and just start posting covers. Okay, if you want to do both, music education, start teaching about music education, and posting drum covers, do it. You're not wrong in doing that. Okay, if you want to do a WWE style Raw show where you do all kinds of stuff, that's like a 2-hour thing, with a bunch of stuff in it, like music and all these, then do it. You're not there shouldn't be any rules here. Okay, your business is your business, or your music career is your career. Okay, the point is people just need to see you. That's it. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so number 1, YouTube. Okay, whether you're music education, right, songwriter, or both, right, or a teacher and gigging musician. By the way, this goes under document everything, especially gigging. If you're gigging, I hope for your smart sake that you are recording those gigs, even if it's a side cam on a drum set, right? You can get an iPhone stand and just listen. I'm telling you, doesn't need to be anything extravagant. Just start, because action takers are money makers. Okay. All right. Continuing. Right. So she launched her career on YouTube during the early 2010s and has released 3 full-length albums to date, all with the backing band Neville. So that goes back to what I was saying. If you're playing gigs, you definitely want to post those gig videos. If you write a lot of music, start releasing albums, and YouTube should definitely be part of that. You would be an idiot not to. Okay, I'm not going to get into what the albums are called because I covered that in a few videos, right? So on 6 October 2025, Nilles was announced as the touring drummer for Rush's 2026 reunion tour. And I'm going to go back again and say the reason why she got that is because she documented everything. Okay, she wrote her own stuff. She promoted her stuff, And I keep saying this. If you go back to the Drumeo video where Jared Falk asks her for any advice on how to build a music career, and she talks about promotion. In other words, just getting eyes on you and whatever you can do to do that, right? And there's so many ways to do it. And the great part is YouTube is like its own, it could be your own show, right? And I've said that in previous episodes, right? So check this out. Now, you don't need to go to music school. Anika did. You don't need to do that, all right? But she did learn about promotion at the Pop Academy in Germany. And listen, this has been going on since like the beginning, okay? Back in the day, how before there was recording devices, okay, any of them, the only way you could hear music is what you would have had to go see it in concert. This is in the classical period, right? You would have had to go see it in concert, right? Go hear it and watch them perform. Or you got the music and you played it at home, meaning like if you were a piano player and you got the sheet music and you'd play it like yourself, okay? You would literally start performing it, you practice it and all that. But now these days, we could do a lot more than that, clearly. So, in my opinion, two of the biggest things that we should be doing, because we have two types of stages now, and I've mentioned that before, is there's a physical stage, right? So it doesn't matter, any physical stage, wherever you're performing, right? Whether it's a bar or Wacken open air or Woodstock, it doesn't matter. And then there's a digital stage, so that'd be like YouTube, Instagram, any of those will do, but YouTube is probably the best one. All right. And this is something I want to say if you're starting this, and even if you're not just starting and you need a little motivation, this will help. One thing I don't want you to do when you're building a music career is talk to 1,000 people about it. Here's why. Because you're going to get into competition mode. You don't want that, okay? As far as you're concerned, your competition doesn't exist. And the reason why I say that is because there's room for everybody. One of the worst things I ever did when I first started out was start to compare myself to my competition. And it was very debilitating. And you know why that is? Because it becomes a scatterbrain issue. Like, oh, I'm missing out because I'm not doing what these people are doing. Or these people, I need to be doing what they're doing. No, you don't. I guarantee you don't. And I'll make a great example, okay? I got out of the gigging field about a year or two ago, and I needed to do that. All right? No one told me to. I did that myself, and there were specific reasons why. One of them was my health. Okay, I just had to do it, and I am the better for it. I am a lot more happier because I had been for over 20 plus years, probably more than that. I had been gigging for a long time, right? On all types of stages, all kinds of venues, okay? And, I got to the point where I wanted to teach people. If I got honest, which was part of it, I had to get honest with myself. I wanted to teach people how to do what I have done. Okay, that was part of it. Okay, and part of it was my health because I had to take care of some things, which were really great. Okay, in hindsight, to be honest, nothing like life-threatening or anything like that. Just my body was giving me signs of, hey, knock knock, like now we have to give you a problem because you're not listening. I wasn't listening. That was the thing. So had I been so worried about my competition or, anything that can go with that, like, for instance, the thinking that could go with something like stopping would be, oh, what if I lose all these gigs to somebody else? Or what if I get in later and there's nothing there for me? Or, like all that crap. Well, let me tell you something. Careers are much larger than that, okay? Careers have lots of angles and lots of room for everyone, okay? That's why I'm telling you, you don't have to worry about what everyone else is doing. As a matter of fact, if you were to just literally make a little plan like we're doing here, okay? Say, take some notes and write some ideas down. And let's say you just wrote down, like while I'm talking, let's say you wrote down like 3 or 4 ideas. Get to them, okay? Get to them. You would be the better for it. Don't search YouTube ad nauseum. That's one thing. That's another thing I don't want you to do, is search YouTube ad nauseum for, the next best thing. No. Talk about what you want to talk about, okay? So, obviously, this being a gig-ready drummer podcast, this is for music careers, right? And Anika is showing us how to do that, okay? Because if you put these principles into play like she has, you will reap benefits, I promise you, okay? So, again, those 2 stages. If you could play with people, right, and start posting on YouTube, that's a big one. All right, or those 2 are big ones. All right, I'm telling you right now. If you have all 3 of these skills, playing, teaching, and you can record your own music. So let's say you write music, and let's say you have music production under there. That's another skill. So actually, that's 4. I'm telling you right now, you can make a killer career. I mean, you have everything at your disposal. That's kind of what I have going on in my studio. So I use it all. Okay, so. It wouldn't hurt, getting back to the music business thing, it would not hurt for you to take some kind of entry-level music business course, because I think some musicians are a little, when they realize what the music industry really is, which is a business, and they don't, usually the average musician or most musicians, I should say, don't understand or don't put it together that it's a business, because, well, most musicians are not taught, okay, that to think business-wise. It's a sort of culture shock, if you know what I mean. So it wouldn't hurt you if you wanted to. You don't have to, but if you want to, I would highly recommend taking a entry-level business course, because they're gonna tell you some things about promotion and a few things, but honestly, if you stayed here too, you wouldn't miss anything. Okay, so don't feel like you have to take that advice, because you're not going to lose out. Okay, so anyway, going on. So this is about her career. So Nilles posted her first original compositions, right? Wild Boy in 2013, followed by Alter Ego in 2014. So there's a good number to start with. So start with 2 videos, right? And think of this as simply as you can. You could do that, right? A long form video, and I'm sorry, I neglected to say this. Long form video, if you could do, if you're not doing songwriting, okay? If you're not doing songwriting and you're teaching, make it long form on YouTube. So that would be anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes, okay? And just talk, okay? I'm trying to get my friend Robin to do that. But, some people they're like, what do I talk about? It's like, what you're an expert at. Or maybe not an expert, but some an area that you really know about, right? So if you're a songwriter, start with 2 songs and see how they do. If you want to do a song a week, you can do that. Okay. If you have a lot of skills, do a hybrid of things. Okay. But, but you can start with like 1 or 2 videos and see what your flow is. Okay. Moving on. These and other music videos usually contain a visual recording of her drumming alongside previous recorded music. Okay. So there you go. Definitely you want some video. Okay. In such videos, she has historically cooperated with producer and guitarist Joachim Schneis. Afterward, Nilles began acquiring work and viral attention outside of her native Germany, including tours of Europe. Not just Europe, tours of Europe, the United States, and China in 2015. Okay, so there's another thing you can do. So let's say, okay, so for the clinic drummer, okay, you can book your own clinic tours. Okay, you can do that, and that's not hard. You just need a few scripts, and you just send it through by email. Okay, if you are more along the Anika skilled side, where she writes her own stuff and she could put a band together, well, you can put a band together and you can have them learn your stuff, and then you can build a tour. And again, this is very simple. I teach people how to do this in my Gig Ready Drummer challenges, and including this information is in my book as well, which the book should be finished by, I don't know, maybe October, maybe December, something like that. All right, moving on. In 2017, Nilles' debut album, Picolar, was released. It consists of 10 instrumental tracks. Okay, so look at that. It doesn't need to be a singer-songwriter thing, or although it can be. But my point is there's room for everybody. Don't make this such a big, it has to be this way or that way. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be like that. Okay, so look at that. You have all kinds of steps you could do. Okay. But notice how in the beginning I said, here's where you start. So I hope you've been writing some of this down, right? Some of the skills you have, some of the ideas you have, start writing them down, okay? And make a plan. And it's an easy plan. It's once a week, okay? If you want to do more, you can. And I guarantee if you double down on what you're doing, right, it will 10x itself. Guaranteed. There's something about being consistent that algorithms pick up on. Well, it's not just algorithms, it's the universe in general. Okay. Things that are normally picked up on. Okay. So again, don't hold yourself back. Okay. Keep it simple. All right. And see what sticks. Okay. So let's continue. As promotion for the album, Nilles was the cover artist and interviewee for the June 2017 edition of Modern Drummer magazine. Okay, so there you go. So really, everything we're talking about is promotion, isn't it? Right? Because what do all these things that I've talked about have in common? Well, it all gets eyes in front of you. And that's what Jared Falk and Anika talked about on Drumeo, is promotion, right? Listen to what she says. Go find that little clip. It's on YouTube. It is a fantastic clip, let me tell you. Okay. And, hopefully you're taking notes. All right. And all I'm talking about is just starting. That is all I'm talking about. And I guarantee you, if you were to, I'm sure there's a clip out there where Anika would say, I would have never thought I'd be here. Like, she's the drummer for Rush now. Okay. my point is when you get cracking, the opportunities start to come along and present themselves, right? And there's no timeline for that, okay? People ask me, well, when? It's like, well, when you're ready. I don't know. Like, opportunities sometimes come out of nowhere. But I guarantee you there'll be a lot more if you show yourself enough. Okay, and you don't have to go nuts. Don't go nuts. You can make this a job if you want, but you don't have to. I know people think careers, they think job. Well, listen, okay, this could be something that you love. All right, so let's just keep the record straight, right? And even if you're not let's say you don't want to gig or you don't want to do drum covers or any kind of thing like that, but you're like a drummer who loves music, then start a YouTube channel where you review albums. Wouldn't that be great? You could get paid to sit around and listen to albums all day and review them. I mean, are you kidding? I would take that job on a heartbeat. Well, guess what? People do it. It's called YouTube. It's metal epidemic. I've been exposed to so many new bands because of them. And I could do the research myself, right? Of course, but I happen to enjoy those guys. But they sit around and they just listen to albums and they promote it. And they're linking the bands to those particular videos. Come on now. So it's helping everybody, okay? It's helping the musicians. It's helping the music industry, because there's some great bands out these days, man. Let me tell you, So that's a big deal. But anyway, let's continue, okay? In the interview, Nilles stated that she coined the word picolar, which is intended to stand for things that happen in life that you can't describe. Oh yeah, that could be so many things. Let's continue. Nilles embarked on a 6-date United States clinic tour in October 2018. So there you go. There's more promotion. So maybe write that down as an idea too. Okay, so you have a few things, right? You could, talk about music education on YouTube. You can gig and record your videos. That's so that's number one. Number two, you can write your own music if you have that ability. That's 3. You can do drum covers. There you go. 4, right? Or I don't know if I said that already. You could also release music as well if you do music production as well, right? So 5, and then you could do tours. So there with a band or by yourself. That's 6. I don't know if I just like added or if I just repeated myself, but the point is there's a lot to write down, okay? And it could be any kind of music you want, all right? You could and look, number 7, if you don't want to gig or teach, then just review music. If that's your love as a musician, to just listen to music all day and you can make money doing that, guess what? You can do it. So there you go. There's a bunch of ideas, right? So she performed at venues such as the Chicago Music Exchange, Sweetwater Sound in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Salt Lake City Drums in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now check this out. So let's say you're on tour, right? Or let's say you want to do a tour. Why don't you follow that roadmap, right? Reach out to these venues, okay? And, state what you're doing. Tell them what you're doing. Nothing wrong with communicating. As a matter of fact, you will be the much better for it. I guarantee it. Okay. So you see what we're doing here? We're following this roadmap and we're sliding in the things we would like to build or do. Okay. That's all. And trust me, it will work, because when you have a plan, okay, usually that plan is able to be executed with success. Okay. So let's get that straight. Her second full-length album, For a Colorful Soul, featuring her band Neville was released in 2020. It reached number 3 on the U.S. Tunes Top 40 Jazz charts, as well as number 3 in Germany. I don't know why I'm having trouble reading this today, but maybe because I'm tired. So there you go. So for all you songwriters out there, start getting cracking, okay? Like I said, action takers are money makers. Nilles teaches at Nexus ICA UK, at Drumeo Canada, and at Pop Academy, Baden-Württemberg, Germany. Okay, there's another thing you can do. Okay, so there's another income for you. While you're building your career, I did this for a while. You can work at another music school or a few. It's okay to do that. Okay, but look, if you want to build your own thing, right? Great. Now, if you need to make a little side money, great. Then gig and teach at a school. But also, if you could somehow build your own, let's say you're a teacher, you want to build your own teaching roster. Listen, when I was living in an apartment, okay, I was able to have 2 drum sets, full drum sets, and at the time the silent stroke heads and low volume cymbals came out. So I was like, oh, that's great, because Remo and Zildjian did something together, put a package together as for apartment dwellers, and I thought that's perfect, right? And because I was building my teaching business at the time, right? And I was gigging at the same time. And the gigging thing was the main bread and butter, okay? So just a heads up. And it worked, okay? Nobody heard a thing. And if you've ever used that technology that I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And, it was a small, like, little duplex, right? Or I'm sorry, a townhouse, right? 2 levels, right? We had both levels. And it worked. I was able to teach. And I got to tell you, it really, really worked out in my favor. Now, of course, I have a house and I can bring people here, which is much better because now I can record music, I can use my real drums, and, listen, I released a lot of YouTube videos at the time. Now, one thing I couldn't do is record drums at the time, right? At the time, I couldn't do that. And it was driving me crazy because I would go up to my buddy's studio and set up my drums and record my drum part for the music I had just laid down like a few weeks before that. So I would do that a lot, but I'd make demos and stuff. But anyway, so these are just some things you can do. You don't feel like you have to be stuck, okay? No matter where you're at, you can still do something. If all you have is an iPhone and you want to walk around the woods and review albums, then do that. Who is saying you can't? Who says you can't? And I think that's what I'm getting at is, look, I hope most of you are writing this stuff down because I'm just trying to motivate you guys to actually do this. Do something. All right? Because I'm telling you right now, I've worked for music schools and it's a rat race and it sucks. Okay? Even the best of music schools were just a piece of garbage. And there's a reason why I say that. By the way, I'm going to do a series on does music school actually help musicians? I'm going to give those videos, I'm not going to lie to you, are going to be very raw and not cute. So I'm going to give my honest, not only honest, but truthful opinion because I am not the only one that knows a thing or two about that field. And I'm talking about music schools, including colleges. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, you do not need music college or school to build a career. Okay. I'm telling you, all right, just start. Okay. Just start something. I've given you many ideas on this video, on this podcast. So, speaking of like pivoting in like different videos, I might start bringing back my drum videos again and start teaching stuff, so I have a few ideas, but right now I'm enjoying just talking to you guys. But I might get a little more in depth about drummers and stuff. So the majority of the stuff that I'm going to close out with now, okay? Because I think I've went far enough, okay? If you want to look up Anika's career, go for it. All right. Because there's so many clues and success things or principles that you can take away and utilize for yourself and build a fantastic career. I'm telling you. Okay. Now, a lot of this I teach in my Gig Ready Drummer Challenges, right? And all they are, and this is a shameless plug here. All they are 5 multi-day online live challenges that people sign up for, and I give you these blueprints, right? So a lot of this stuff is covered, but just in a little bit more detail, and I have you guys go through stuff, kind of like what I did today, but today was a little bit of like a short clip of that, right? But if you'd like to join one of those challenges, there is one coming up in September. Okay, if you'd like to get on that, there's a few of those in the description below, the links. In the link also, there's or the description, I'm sorry, there's a few other things if you'd like. There's my 12 highest paying gigs PDF. Now, the way you ask for that, okay, it's not one of those, you put your email address in and then it just downloads right away. No. What I do with that is, if you go and fill out your name and your message, just send me a message saying who you are and, where you're from. Like, I want to connect with you, right? I just want to connect, because that's how you build relationships. And that's exactly what we're talking about, right? That's what we're talking about when it comes to the music industry, is relationships. Okay. That is the number one ingredient to building a music career. It's people, right? And I've said this in the last video. It's all about people. Without people, you can't do a thing. And I mean a thing. Think about that. Anyway, so if you would like that PDF, just ask. Just ask. It's okay. I just want to know who you are. And I want to connect with you, and I'll send it to you. Just say, "Hi, my name is so and so. I'm from so and so. I would like the PDF," and I'll be like, "Great, nice to meet you." And I'm not gonna sell you on anything. I'm just want to say hello and connect, and because listen, we're all. I think ever since COVID, I think people have been stuck in their silos. Right, and that's not healthy. People need to get out and connect again, right? Now, if you don't want to go through all that, but you want to book a call with me, by all means, there's a link below to do that. You can do that, or you can book a video call. Nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I would like that better, right? And you can ask me any question you want. All right, I won't turn you away. You know why? Because I've done the majority of this stuff. And it's really easy. Like, I have coaching clients and students, and they're stunned how easy this is. It doesn't have to be hard. Not just business, but building a career, which is the same thing. That's why I like to say building a career, because business sounds too harsh and stupid. But it's really simple. It doesn't have to be a crazy freaking thing for you, okay? You can build a business the way you want, or build a career the way you want, the kind of career you want. You can do that the way you want it, the kind you want. You're in control of that, not anybody else. So let's just keep the record straight. So if you go ahead and you follow that Anika Nilles blueprint, and you just go to Wikipedia, just look her up and start taking notes and say, hey, I might want to go towards that route. Well, I just gave you, if you took notes, you should already be getting started. And if you can just get started once a week, then, with a one video, I'm telling you right now, you'll be like, wow, this is easy. And I'd be like, yeah, no shit. So get cracking, my friend. So I'm going to end the video here. I'm really excited for next week's video, because that's going to be a killer one. So good to see you, friend, and have a great week. Until next time.